Welcome in to KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Come to you live from Lone Peak High School as the Lady Knights, the top-ranked team in Utah, prepare to take on the only other undefeated team in Region 4, the American Fork Cavemen. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. We've got a fun game for you tonight here on KSL Sports Rewind. We'll start by introducing the visiting American Fork Cavemen. They come in at 7-5 in the first year for Coach Amy DeRay. And 2-0 in region play for the Cavemen. Wins over Corner Canyon and a come-from-behind victory in overtime against PG. We'll talk about that one later. But Callie Condi, the 5'5 junior, averages 14 points a game. She's been stout and very good offensively for American Fork. You mix in Nicole Lewis, a senior, Sarah Mathis, a sophomore. There's offensive ability here for American Fork. They will be without Lindsay Zundel tonight. Their leading rebounder will not play. That will be a big loss. We'll see how they try to overcome that. You talk about a team that can score offense. Well, we'll go and introduce Lone Peak, one of the top scoring teams in the state. They are the number one ranked team in the state. They are nationally ranked. Their closest game in state's 30 plus. They've just, well, it's actually 20 against Springville. They just take care of business early, often, and throughout the duration. And they're led by the future BYU Cougar, Kaylee Woolston, averaging 20 points per game, 9 rebounds per game. She's all over the floor, 92% from the line. She's on the Player of the Year watch list. That's national, folks. She is extremely talented. Shawnee Nordstrom, what a year for the junior. Boy, she has really found her scoring stroke this year from outside, from inside. She has turned it to another level as Sarah Bartholomew there in the circle, plays it up ahead to Woolston, and just like that, it's 2-0. And Sarah Bartholomew, a junior, you'll hear one core. There's a reason for that. But, boy, she's been stout in the post here for the Lady Knights as these two teams 2-0 each in respect in region play. And that is Bartholomew running the floor. And it's 4-0 Lone Peak, just like that. Boy, Sarah's playing D out on the wing, and she's first up the floor there. And pressure up top here. Nordstrom picking up the foul. That'll be her first. And American Fork here will inbound side out. This is Nicole Lewis. Mentioned her in the opener, 9 points per game for American Fork. Handing off here with Leah Moyaki. Moyaki, the younger sister of Taylor, is Leah stepping up. That three off the mark. Offensive board here, tracked down by Evans off the window, won't go. And the rebound cleared by Lone Peak. Knights up running. Here is Nordstrom, quick three, yes! The rainbow from Shawnee Nordstrom, and Lone Peak out of the gates, 3 for 3 from the floor. Pressure there by Tanavasa. Nicole Lewis able to secure it. She'll try the three. That was strong. Backside board there for Bartholomew. Here's Tanavasa. Held that pivot. Now spinning inside. And Naya Tanavasa. 4 different scorers here for Lone Peak in the first 90 seconds. And welcome to Lone Peak basketball. This has been what it's been like this year. When undefeated last year, this one stolen away by Tanavasa. She's trying to make him pay. Tough reverse, won't go. A rebound tracked down there by Callie Condi. American Fork coming up the floor here. Moyaki skipping it over, finding its way to Mathis. Her drive shut down by the D, looking for help. And that deflected by Ika, who has it now. She's the only starter not to score. We'll see if McKaylee tries to end that here, and she does. 5 shots for Lone Peak. Buckets for all 5 scores. 11-0 Knights, and a timeout taken here by American Fork. 5:52 left here to go in the first quarter. "30-second timeout here taken by American Fork." I was talking with Coach DeRay before the game. She said, our possessions have to end with shots. They've had a couple of turnovers here, the first couple of possessions, and the shots they have taken have felt at times rushed. They've had a good look or two that have just been off the mark, but boy, it's what this Lone Peak team does. We talk about they can score, but their defense, I mean, they do not make it easy. They pressure you, they'll pick it up three-quarter court, half court. We've seen that tonight. And it has been a learning experience here these first 2 minutes for the Cavemen. We'll see if they can settle down here just a couple minutes in. Here's Lewis. Mathis trying to get that to Condi. Boy, that's a battle for Condi, trying to get some space as Nordstrom defending her. Here's a drive from Moeaki, that given to Callie. Moeaki will try the three, that was short, and Bartholomew with the rebound. Ika, oh, look at the hesitation, count it! McKaylee Ika. Boy, a tough shot from McKaylee, able to score it. She'll get a chance for the three-point play. Foul called on Condi, her first. We talked about the come from behind victory over PG for American Fork. It was Callie Condi. She had 5 threes in the fourth quarter. AF was down by 8 with 58 seconds to go. They came back, forced overtime, and won it in OT, 69-67, as that's the first missed shot for Lone Peak, as that free throw from Ika. Lewis looking to drive. Oh, good find. Leo Moeaki able to score it at the rim. You see Wilson come on the help, left that back door. It's a pass that's threaded through the eye of a needle. Here's a Lone Peak turnover. Has AF running the floor, and that pass just over the outstretched reach of Condi. AF turns it over. Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. We do our best to keep that synchronized here. At times you'll see us make adjustments, start early, stop late, that sort of a thing, but do a great job. Want to thank all of our help here. We got Jaron with us tonight running our graphics as that one missed. Offensive board from Rich. Kept here for the Knights. Ika just inside the line, gives with Tanavasa. Here's Nordstrom, she's got some space. Shawnee's three rattles out and rebounded there by Evans. Talia with the board. Up with Lewis. She'll take the extended three, and that was short and out of play. It'll be Lone Peak basketball. Lone Peak coming off a 67-36 win over Skyridge. That was the preseason #2 team in 6A. And talk about Lone Peak beating most teams by 30 in state this year. Again, that Springville game was just a 20-point difference. One of the closest of the season for Utah teams. Here's Condi, defended by Tanavasa. Working with Lewis. Nicole here, defended by Rich. Handing off, Moeaki. Not much of a lane there. Will pass out. Lewis looking baseline. Good defense there by Ika. Tapped out. It'll stay here. Substitution. And while the state competitor is probably excited to not have to deal with Kayla, well, here comes the younger sister Kennedy. 5'10 freshman checking in here for Lone Peak. Wearing 34. Her minutes continue to increase game by game here for the Knights. It's a talented start at 5, but boy, their bench is really strengthened as the year's gone on. Boy, Kaylee trying to fit that one into Kennedy. Broken up there by American Fork. Baseline, freed up just a moment. And a nice floater there for Mathis. Mathis with her first field goal. Here's Rich, working the block. Sends out for Ika. Ika was the last starter to score, but she's got 7 now. Leading all scorers here tonight. Outlet it to Mathis, long. Woolston with the board. That was Kennedy. This is Kaylee. Kennedy will take the three. She kind of sensed that was short, tried to follow it up, but skipped across on her. Mathis. Defended by Woolston, works over. Lewis. They're trying to get a little bit of space, and Kennedy, the freshman, does a great job taking away that baseline, closing it down. Kaylee, transition three, no. Mathis settling it down here for American Fork. Oh, the pressure there by Kaylee, last to touch it. Lily Evans coming on the floor here for American Fork. Meanwhile, Katie Lawrence and Sarah Bartholomew back on the floor here for Lone Peak. Coming near side, this is Evans. We're going to track that down, the final 90 seconds of our first quarter. Evans terminated, looking for help, finding Condi. Shot clock down to 1, has to put it up. Oh, and hits it! Callie Condi with a 3 as that shot clock was winding down. A 9-point difference here. Inside to Bartholomew. Bartholomew able to draw the contact. I like that move to the middle, then trying to split the help there. Draws the contact. Bartholomew will head to the line shooting 2 as the foul called here on Kalia Evans, her first. Bartholomew with 2, the first one wouldn't go down. Substitutions for Lone Peak. Tanavasa back on the floor, as is Shawnee Nordstrom. Bartholomew, 2 free throws, both were short. And then a foul here going to be called on Kaylee, that pressure. Knocking it away, got to be whistled. 1 minute to go, American Fork basketball. It was an 11-0 start. And AF, you get a 3 here, it could be a 2-possession game. It'd be a nice way to close out what was a tough opening quarter for the Cavemen. And drive here, shut down. Mathis looking for help, finding Moiaki. Leah will try the 3, and that was just off the mark. Rebounded by Tanavasa. 2.5 second clock, or second differential on the shot clock, game clock here near the end of the first. Nordstrom looking to drive. Boy, ball handling wouldn't go. Bartholomew, the offensive board. And that foul before the shot, that will not count. And so it will be Lone Peak to inbound as the foul called on Kalia, her second personal. Lone Peak basketball on the baseline. Shot clock turned off here for these final 25 plus. Inbound to Lawrence. She'll take the 3 and hits it. Katie Lawrence with the 3. 15 seconds to go here in the quarter. Long 3 and hits it. How about Sarah Mathis showing some range? 5 seconds to go. Bartholomew's underneath. Running the floor, the post for Lone Peak. And a bucket to push it back to double figures. 21-10, Lone Peak leads American Fork. You're watching Lone Peak basketball only on KSLSports.com. 21-10, start of the second quarter. Dane Stewart here with you. Lone Peak leading American Fork. It was an 11-0 start for Lone Peak. AF brought it back to within 9. And a surge there by Lone Peak. Makes it an 11-point difference. Pressure here by the Knights. Here's Condi. 10 on the shot clock. Dribbling out of the corner was Evans, finding back with Moiaki. Leah here, trying to work. Ika. And a foul here, a loose ball foul going to go, I think, on Moiaki. And that will be her first. Lone Peak basketball. Nordstrom working off a couple screens, finding McKaylee in the corner. And Ika up to 10 points. A pair of made threes for McKaylee. She's leading all scorers. Turned over. Here's Nordstrom. She'll try the transition tray. That won't go. Offensive board by Kaylee. Ika straight away. According to stats reported, McKaylee Ika only shooting 29% from beyond the arc coming in. I think she's 3 for 3 here tonight. She's trying to lob one over the top for Kaylee. Oh, that just got jammed. And last touch there called off Bartholomew. It'll be Lone Peak AF basketball. That pass from Ika. You want to talk about throwing a receiver open? Right there. She lobbed that up, and I was like, there's no way. And Kaylee tracked it down. Timeout here. Take a little step aside. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on KSL Sports Rewind. 6.5 to go here, second quarter. American Fork with possession. Want to remind you, we'll have the boys game coming up right after this. You can catch that live right here. Should be a good one. Always a great rivalry, Lone Peak and American Fork. The Lady Knights have taken care of business here early. Lewis handing back to Moiaki. And Nordstrom able to intercept. Shawnee on the run. And a foul here called. And I think this will be on Moiaki. And if so, I think that's going to be number 2 on Leah. That is the case. Callie Condi coming back on the floor here for American Fork. Meanwhile, Kaylee Woolston coming back on the floor here for Lone Peak. That was the 5th team foul on American Fork. Just one more to give here in this opening half. Lone Peak with the 2 team fouls. And deflected out there by Moiaki. Good reach there by Leah. Here's Kennedy. Long 3 here from Kaylee. Just short. Bartholomew to the sky between a pair of AF defenders and get the rebound, and it's Nordstrom capitalizing on the second chance opportunity. 2 made threes tonight for Shawnee. And that's the 6th made 3 for Lone Peak here in the first half. Moiaki trying to drive, getting over to Condi. Callie from the corner, fouled on the shot. And Callie Condi will head to the line as Nordstrom going to be called here for her second. Three free throws here for Callie Condi. Talked about the big game she had against PG. Student section thought they had that wrapped up. Great moment for the junior as her first free throw rattles out. Callie's second one no good. One more here. Substitution. Nicole Lewis will come on the floor here for American Fork. Moiaki will catch a break. And that free throw made. And Moiaki coming back on the floor there. It's one of the quickest breaks you'll ever have. Here's Bartholomew. Lily Evans was the American Fork player that came off. Is able to generate a steal here with the Lady Cavemen. Mathis. Bartholomew there off the switch. Moiaki trying to drive against Kennedy. Nice little step back there for Leah. Bartholomew in the block. Giving back with Ika. Ika tried to give it back. The length there of Evans disrupts it. Finds its way to Kennedy in the corner. That three won't go. Rebounded by Moeaki. 4.5 to go here in our first half. Mathis. Here's Condi. Kaylee trying to defend her very tightly. Mathis working baseline, draws the contact. And Sarah will head to the line here. Is this foul going to be called on Woolston? That's Kennedy picking up her first. 4th team foul on Lone Peak. 2 free throws here for Sarah Mathis. The first for Sarah, no. Strong. Tanavasa back on the floor. Rich back on the floor here for Lone Peak. And boy, 0 for 2. We'll have a lane violation. Do it one more time.
Lane violation on Lone Peak.
So Mathis will have one more chance here. And that one won't go. Rebound gathered there by Kaylee. Up top, Tanavasa seeing that lane open up. No offensive foul. That bucket will not count. Naya called for the charge. Well, that takes some gumption to stand in and take that one. First personal on Naya, 5th team foul on Lone Peak. Midway point here in quarter number 2. Oh, stolen away. Nordstrom. Like a thief in the night. It just comes out of nowhere, right in that passing lane, and she's running downhill for the finish. Trying to be kept here, and is by Lewis. Moeaki. Near side, Lewis once again. Looking to drive, tough shot there. As Nordstrom able to gather it. Run to the floor, Ika. A little hesitation there. Drew Evans in as Kalia. Boy, this is going to be number 3 on Kalia Evans.
Number 24, Kalia Evans.
Oh, second, my bad.
Checking in for the Knights, 0-0, Katie Lawrence. She replaces Kaylee Rich. In for the Cavemen, number 10, Sabrina Hansen replaces Leah Evans.
Woolston, right down the middle. Kaylee with 4. And that one, boy, turned over. When you play Lone Peak, they're just so good. They make you play a perfect game if you want to get a dub, and so hard to do. As Evans coming back on the floor here, Lewis will catch a breather. Here's Pope, who came on to that last whistle. Woolston with a little fadeaway. Back-to-back field goals for Kaylee. Push the lead up to 23. Condi able to regather it. That one nearly lost, and it is. Woolston with the steal. Woolston contact there. Kaylee will head to the line as Moeaki going to pick up her third. That is indeed the third on Leah.
Kaylee Woolston in the line for the night, shoots 2.
Kaylee good on the first.
Substitution number 3.
One more here. Moeaki will head to the bench, having just picked up her third. And Kaylee 2 for 2. Boy, Lewis running with a head of steam, gets that to the corner, but that three was long. Rebounded by Lawrence, and Lone Peak pushing up the floor. Inside of 2 to go here. Woolston, the three is short. Rebound gathered there by Mathis. A little turnaround. Mathis, she's got 7 tonight to lead the way for AF. Pope working around the screen. We're able to find Shawnee, the outlet to Ika. Rattled out. Lily there for the board. Jump stop there, but strong on the shot. Gathered by Lawrence. Near side with Ika. 1 minute to go here in the first half, and a foul called here on American Fork. Be 1-1 for Ika. This foul called on Mathis. Be her first.
Number 4, Kaylee Ika at the line tonight, shooting 1-1.
One and one here for McKaylee. At the line, Ika makes them both. 15 tonight for McKaylee in this first half. Is Kennedy Woolston back on the floor here for Lone Peak. Condi up with Mathis. Sarah looks over with Lewis. Lewis trying to drive. Will get it on the angle there. That three won't go. Offensive board kept here thanks to Sabrina Hansen. Oh, that lane opened up. Oh, the shot fake allowed the lane for Lewis, but it wouldn't go down. Kaylee. Lawrence will try the three. Katie Lawrence, her second three tonight. 7 seconds to go here in the first half. Down to 5. Lewis gives over. Condi for three. Yes, Callie hitting her second triple will send AF into the locker room with points. But they trail Lone Peak 43-18. They lead American Fork. You're watching Lone Peak basketball on KSLSports.com. Welcome back. Start of the second half. 43-18 Lone Peak. And what has been, well, Lone Peak basketball. They led 21-10 at the end of the first. And they have continued to just push that lead. Unofficial scoring leaders at the break. For Lone Peak, McKaylee Ika with 15, Kaylee with 8, Shawnee with 8, Lawrence with 6. Meanwhile, for American Fork, Condi and Mathis 7 apiece. As Lone Peak shot the ball extremely well. We talked with Coach DeRay before the game. And a traveling violation there. But one of the lines I love from Coach DeRay, she said, look, death, taxes, and Lone Peak basketball, but Cats have 9 lives. There is such a thing as tax evasion that people try. And she goes, sometimes LMU goes and beats Gonzaga. You just never quite know when it could be that night. And tonight it's been that night, but for Lone Peak, as it has been really this entire year. I had a thought at halftime. I'm not going to go into it now. You'll want to catch Dusty Lister and myself as we come out with videos here covering the state of Utah. We'll dive into a thought on KSL Sports Rewind. Here is American Fork. Is this handed off? Evans working back up with Condi. She hit that 3 late in the second quarter. Shot clock winding down and out of play. It'll stay here, though, with just 1 second left on the shot clock. That shot won't go. Offensive board up and in. Kalia Evans with the field goal. Wolston with the 3 to answer. Here's American Fork. Moyaki traveled with it. Six and a half to go here. Apologies, trying to work through a couple technical things. We'll try to get that synced for you as quickly as we can. That shot won't go. Up the floor, back out. Corner, no, out of play. They'll turn it over. Six minutes to go here. 46-20. Here's Kaylee, an open 3. That was short. Moyaki with the rebound. Up the floor, here's Lewis. She'll try the 3, won't go. And Tanavasa with a running start here for Lone Peak. That lob won't go. It'll be American Fork basketball. Substitution, Kennedy coming on the floor here. Well, that pressure of Lone Peak, and coming back was Mathis to win that for the Cavemen. Moyaki will try the 3, that was just short. Kaylee with the rebound. And a double dribble. Both teams here kind of struggling to find the rhythm they established in that first half. Here is Lewis. And a traveling violation. Again, just had a rhythm here. A couple turnovers. Trying to get settled back into this one. Student section starting to fill in for Lone Peak. And taken away, Wilson. Here's Evans. Works over, 3 from Lewis. Nicole Lewis hitting her first field goal tonight, the senior, hitting the uncontested 3. Then she's going to be called for the reach there, as Kaylee was trying to show her ability to work the block. Nice job of establishing herself in the post there. Drawn the foul on Lewis, it'll be her first. Ooh, and Moeyaki just picked up number 4.
Number 5, Moeyaki, her 4th personal, 2nd team foul. Checking in for the Cavemen, number 25, Lily Evans. She replaces Leah Moeyaki.
Lily Evans is going to come on here as Moeyaki having to come off. Just picking up number 4. Tanavasa, quick move. And nearly had the turnover. The dual possession here will leave it with American Fork. As Lone Peak continues with the pressure. As we approach the midway point here in quarter number 3. Lewis for 3, short. Ball's on the floor. And boy, trying to get a timeout. We've got a dual possession here. We'll leave with Lone Peak. Coach Warner was nearly at half court trying to get a timeout there. As Bartholomew will come on the floor here.
Sarah Bartholomew is in for Kaylee Wilson.
They'll inbound with Sarah. Boy, look at Sarah just backing down. Tanavasa pulling up. Wouldn't go. Lewis. I was looking for help on that backside. It was Shawnee all by herself. Nordstrom with the reverse. Shawnee now in double figures. She has 10. Three from Condi. That was just strong. Tanavasa will try for 3. That won't go. Last to touch, they say off Bartholomew. It'll go to American Fork. Katie Lawrence coming on the floor here.
She replaces Naya Tanavasa.
Lewis. Back with Condi. She'll try the 3. That was short. She knew it immediately. And a timeout here going to be taken by American Fork. Timeout. Cavemen. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. 52-23, Lone Peak out in front. They'll have the basketball coming out of the timeout. Got the band in the house tonight. Oh, love it when we have bands. It's been a good atmosphere. We've got a good one coming up. The boys game will be after this. Tell you what, let's tip our cap to Region 4 because the doubleheader thing, we've been clamoring for that for years, and it's awesome to see Region 4 adopt that. Talking with the boys staff before, they're like, this is awesome. And way to go, Region 4. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. This is how every region should do it. Just one person's opinion. All right. 2:20 to go here. That pass defended by Lawrence, and Bartholomew ran out of real estate there. Stay here. Into the corner here with Evans. Zone look here for Lone Peak. Lewis giving back to Condi. That three won't go. Good look there for Callie. There's Bartholomew, quick shot but strong. High off the window, and American Fork running the floor. Condi working through traffic here, finding Lewis, but wouldn't go, and Nicole here going to be called for the loose ball foul. Be her second personal. As Rich coming on the floor here for the Knights. Talk about American Fork, 2-0 in region play, first year for Coach DeRay. They'll head back home. Their next matchup, take on the Westlake Thunder. That entry for Bartholomew was read by Kalia Evans. Does a nice job on the help there, denying the entry. Mathis. Wanted Condi. That pass just led out in front too much. And a backcourt violation, and we'll give it back to Lone Peak.
Lone Peak basketball. Checking in for the Cavemen, number 10, Sabrina Hansen.
And Coach Warner here going to take a timeout. Yes. Timeout, Lone Peak. Welcome back. Lone Peak will have it. Baseline. Want to remind you, first year of the shot clock here in the state of Utah, and with that, mercy rules for the first time ever in basketball. 35-point difference in the fourth quarter leads to a running clock. Our differential right now is at 29. And Shawnee will make it 32. Hitting her third three of the game. 13 for Shawnee. In the corner, Lewis left open but strong. Lone Peak pushing it. Ika, transition three. Would it go? Offensive board, Rich with the putback. Her first field goal tonight. There is 34. My apologies, 34 the difference. Shot clock turned off here. Drive. Ooh, foul call here. They're going to call Lawrence. They're on the hack. We'll send Evans to the line here. She'll get 2 free throws. And that first free throw, boy, dies off that back of the rim. Comes off. One more here for Kalia. Second one's good. Ten seconds to go here in the third. Nordstrom, couple screens there. Boy, long three for Shawnee. Off the mark, out of play, American Fork basketball. Condi takes a look at the clock, gives to Lewis, and they won't get a shot away. It would have been a great make for Mathis, but just a moment too late. It won't count. 57-24. We head to the fourth next on KSLSports.com. 8 minutes to go here, start of the fourth quarter. Here's Lewis. Lone Peak in that zone. Well, Kalia maybe had an opportunity there. Instead of the dual possession here, the Arrows will give it back to Lone Peak. Moiaki back on the floor here, playing with 4 fouls. Nordstrom. Here's Woolston. Evans able to jar that loose. Gets it back to the corner. Condi, that three deflected. The closeout by Ika. Here's Nordstrom. Works out. Ika in the paint. Timeout taken by Coach DeRay. Timeout, American Fork. 7:08 to go. One timeout left for American Fork. 4 left for Lone Peak. They've led the entire way. Knights got off to an 11-0 start. 16-7 was the closest Lone Peak or American Fork has been since that point. A drive there by Evans, fouled. A foul called on Rich, her first. Free throws here for Kalia. Kalia now with 4 points, all of them coming here in this second half. She got in some foul trouble early. 2 for 2 at the line for Evans. Kaylee working away from that screen of Rich. Sent the defender to her feet, had the open shot, missed it, the offensive board, and scored by Tanavasa, but that the 5th on Moeaki, and Leah has fouled out.
Personal foul, 14th foul.
She'll exit with 4 points, all those coming in that first half.
In for the game, number 25, Lily Evans, for Moeaki.
And Tanavasa good on the 3-point play. Leah, a junior tonight, boy, she certainly brought good energy to the floor. Liked what we saw from her, just the fouls limited her minutes for the duration of the game. As there's Nicole Lewis. The field goal from 15 extended. Here's Ika. Rich now working to Bartholomew. Boy, how about Bartholomew? You see the hack across the wrist, and she was able to still hold on to that possession. The foul here called on Lily, her first. Inbound there to Sarah. Sarah looking to attack and just holds that ball in that right hand. And Sarah Bartholomew with the finish off the glass. Skipped over. Lewis. Now Condi. She'll pull up just inside the line. Off target, rebounded there by Ika. Nordstrom. Tanavasa left alone. Good eyes to Rich. And fouled on the shot. As I think Mathis here going to be called for the foul. Be the second on Sarah. Had 7 points in that first half. Sarah did. And Rich here will find herself at the line shooting a pair. Kennedy and Lawrence coming back on the floor here for Lone Peak. As American Fork will look to their bench as well. Hess will come on at the next opportunity. Which will be right now as Kaylee Rich goes 2 for 2 at the line. Lewis on that screen works to Hess. She's got to look at 3. That was long. Oh, Bartholomew, there you go. She was first down the floor. Couldn't get that shot to go. Maybe some contact there. 3 on the way. Nope. Here's Ika. Kennedy dribbling out of the corner. Bartholomew rolling off that screen. Sarah stepping through. Back over, Hess trying to make this zone work side to side. Lewis open for a moment. That three wouldn't go. Offensive board, dual possession there, yeah. Kennedy able to collapse down, force the tie up. Substitutions coming on. Pope on the floor, and Meg Eaton coming on the floor for the first time tonight.
Number 45, Sarah Bartholomew.
In the corner, Lewis working up. Hess. Condi, quick three. Long, lasted touch was American Fork. Here's Lawrence. Eaton. Here's back to Kennedy. She'll try the three. Off the mark. Lawrence offensive board, and the putbacks, boy, rattled out. Kept here for the Knights. Lawrence pair of threes. And that three was off the mark, and then a foul here going to be called on Pope. Samantha picking up her first.
Number 20, Sam Pope, that's her first personal, 14 foul. Cavemen to inbound.
Hess. Nice roll off that screen. And that shot from Mathis off the front of the rim. Three for Lawrence wouldn't go. Hess will try from the other side. That three, no good. Evans the board. Hands off to Mathis. Now Lewis. Sarah trying to drive. We're inside of 2 to go here. Hess inside. Couldn't get a look. Lewis here from 4 trying to step around Lawrence. Got caught underneath. Woolston wanted to find Rich. Couldn't. Was that ball out of play? Final 90 seconds here. Lewis, boy, what? See how they clear the lane? Everyone playing away from the rim. Lewis, that quick step. Good job taking advantage of the space there in the paint. Eaton looking in. Here's Rich. Looking over. Kennedy. Into Lawrence. Katie trying to drive. Gives to Kennedy. The three. Strong. And that last touched by Lone Peak. The Lone Peak student section feeling it. Hopeful they'll carry that momentum into the second game of our doubleheader. The boys coming up next. And catch that game, American Fork and Lone Peak right here. Set tip about 12-15 minutes after this conclusion as Lewis the drive there is fouled. We'll stop it here with 22 seconds left on the clock, and it will be 2 free throws here for Nicole Lewis as Kennedy picking up her second personal. Talking about AF next game, back at home, taking on Westlake for Lone Peak. They'll stay home, taking on Corner Canyon. The Chargers off to a 1-1 start in region play. As Lewis good on the first, she's got one more. And all 8 points for Nicole Lewis coming to the second half. She has led American Fork in scoring tonight, and that will be at 8. Rebounded there by Woolston, and Lone Peak just has to get to the front court, which they do, and can drain the final 15 seconds. Lone Peak sent notice early, dominant throughout, as they will remain unbeaten in the state of Utah and advance to 3-0 in Region 4 play thanks to a 68-31 victory. Our player of the game, we're going to go with McKaylee Ika, had 15 in the first half to really help create the separation for Lone Peak. McKaylee Ika, your player of the game. Lone Peak beats AF 68-31. For Tino Psyche, Jared Mulford, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us here for Lone Peak Basketball on KSLSports.com. And I want to remind you, you can catch the rest of the year for Lone Peak boys and girls only on your home for high school sports, KSLSports.com. Good night, everybody.